Are you rolling? You ready for this? I can't believe it's come to this, but they cornered me. I've got to be honest. It's gotten too big. I've just got to admit it right now. Okay. This is just really hard for me to do. I've been doing this so long, it's hard to give up on the character and go back to who I really was. You got me, okay? Are you happy now? You bastards? Yes, I am Bill Hicks. Or to be more accurate, you didn't get it all, did you? You didn't get the full conspiracy. I played the character, Bill Hicks.
Hello, I'm Bill Hicks, and I'm standing at the foot of one of the halls of justice in our great country. You know, when the producers of this video asked me to discuss my opinions on the George Bush administration, I was struck by the very cynical thought, what is the fucking point? People still love Ronald Reagan. After 8 years of lies and hypocrisy, people love this guy. Leads me to a very disturbing question. How far up your ass does this guy's dick have to be before you realize he's fucking you? People are just, I like Ronald Reagan. He looks good on TV. He made the country stronger. Patriotism's at an all-time high. Hold on a minute. Something's slapping my ass. Hey, he's fucking us.
Then the White House told me 3 days before, we're going to have you lead the march. The Secret Service, before Trump finishes 30 minutes before or so, will lead you to a point, take you out of the front row, and lead you to the place where they want you to start the march, and Trump will tell people, go and I'm going to meet you at the Capitol.
What's the point of George Bush? Reagan light. No one cared that he was the ex-head of the CIA, now elected president. The CIA, political assassinations, overthrowing governments, death squads, drug running. Let's give them more power. Let's put them in the White House. No one cares that George Bush's first 2 executive decisions were to name a vice president who's whiter than Arsenio Hall. I guess you could commission Ted Turner to colorize Dan Quayle later. Bush's second decision was to name a Secretary of Defense who would have begun every unilateral arms agreement talk with, "Hi, I'm John and I'm an alcoholic." Now, people love him. What is the point? People are already saying, I like George Bush. He looks good on TV. He brought back family values. He's fighting the war on drugs. Wait a minute. Something's slapping my ass. Hey, he's fucking us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the big program, Bill Hicks. Bill!
That's right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Not Donald John Trump.
Everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. Every move he makes, another chance he takes. Odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. They've given you a number and taken away your name. Beware of pretty faces that you find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say.
No, Joe, I'm with the CIA.
You won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. They've given you a number and taken away your name.
I want to just get this out of the way. I am Bill Hicks. I'm actually...
You are.
How old will Bill Hicks be? Like 60?
Alex Jones is in performance mode, ladies and gentlemen. If you just be yourself all the time, wouldn't that be better? Then always every now and then you pull out your chest and become Alex Jones on the radio. I am exposing the truth.
You will not stop freedom. You will not stop the republic. Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com.
You keep asking why are they after me?
No, I'm
because
not.
I read the books. I got their plan.
Alex, if you know everything that you say you know,
Andy Kaufman would do this.
You will be very, very impressed, I hope. And I think we'll be speaking a lot, but
The odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man. They're giving you a number and digging way your name.
God rest his name in the annals of history.
Secret agent man.
Thank you. Good evening. Very excited to be here tonight, and got some great news today. I finally got my own TV show coming out as a replacement show this fall. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a little bit of a tax. Well, Joe, we're walking along down the
hey,
street.
let's cross over here so I can get a cup of coffee.
Sure, I'd like one too.
Oh, Clint, you know, I have no illusions about these cocksuckers. I know there's 12 guys who run the fucking world, and they own every company, and, you know, it's fact. You can look it up. I'm not a conspiracy nut. This is all on paper. There really are 22 families who run and own 50% of the mainstream media, which is where we get our news. And it's true. It's a fact. You can look it up. I don't, you know, I can't be this big of an asshole without having the truth to back me up. Otherwise, I'd be a fucking nut doing this. But see, if you have the truth with you, you can do this. But, you know, I knew Clinton was in with the big boys when he bombed Iraq. Do you remember that? Two-day news story. Clinton launches 22 cruise missiles on Baghdad in retaliation for the alleged failed assassination attempt against George Bush. We launched 22 $3 million apiece cruise missiles to Baghdad, killing 6 innocent people. I think that was a little overdone. You know? You know what we should have done? We should have embarrassed the Iraqis. We should have assassinated Bush. And said, that's how you do it, towelhead. Don't fuck with us. And see, if Bush had been the one who had died, there would have been no loss of innocent life. Yeah, so you see, I mean, that would have saved us $100 million. And I love that, too, how the media called it, everyone in the government media called it a cowardly act on the Iraqians' part, because some Iraqi guy was going to drive a Toyota car bomb and blow himself up in the process of trying to kill the President of the United States, because that's all they can really do, since we are the imperialist rulers of the New World Order. And we called that a cowardly act. Meanwhile, we're launching cruise missiles 200 miles away from floating iron islands. Who are the cowards again? Okay. This is the material, by the way, that's kept me virtually anonymous in America. You know, no one fucking knows me. No one gives a fuck. Meanwhile, they're draining the Pacific and putting up bench seats for Carrot Top's next Showtime special. Carrot Top, for people who didn't get Gallagher, you know.
Just at the inauguration 6 months ago, January 20th, I was there, and it was a George Soros group funding it, $80-something million for that one march, $200-something million for the next marches around the country. And they were handing out plastic hijabs, American flag hijabs. So I search engined while I was out on the street shooting videos the day after the inauguration. And sure enough, he was funding it. And sure enough, it was Muslims running it, handing out hijabs. People didn't believe me. 3 months later, USA Today said, liberals now wearing hijabs in sign of anti-Trumpism and for feminism. Google it. USA Today. Hijab, the new sign of feminism. That's like saying putting Jews in gas chambers is the new sign of, Judaism or something. I mean, or worshiping Hitler is pro-Israel. I mean, this is the upside-down crazy town. Hijab becomes symbol of resistance. Feminism in age of Trump. See?
G.W. Bush. George Bush engineered the attacks on the World Trade Center.
Well, the people
that guy says subliminal.
He's a front man. I'm saying the brand
Nigeria is an important continent.
Look, George Bush is the red coating on the Coca-Cola can. He's the brand front. But back at the factory, the guys at the factory, the New World Order top of his game.
That's the A game right there.
Do you know what W199I is?
That's your locker combination.
W1. You better. It's deadly serious. You better know what W199I is.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Get a pen.
2 months before September 11th, George Bush signed it, ordering all FBI and defense intel officers that would be arrested under national security violation if they stopped the al-Qaeda terror rings in Chicago, Florida, New York, and New Jersey. The deputy head of the FBI...
Why would he
Let me give you the facts and you go check it out for yourself. Anyways, Deputy FBI Director John O'Neill quit, released the document, and was dead on September 11th. Okay? And the document's out there. I had David Shippers on, General Parton, all these people. It was
he died on September 11th.
Yeah, he died on the 24th floor of the World Trade Center. Okay. He had just been
hired.
hired.
He was on the trade.
He had just been hired by the owners of the Trade Center right after quitting. He thought it was a great deal. He didn't see the full scope. The Rockefeller family, along with the Port Authority, owned those towers, and had just transferred it 2 weeks before the attack, but he'd already been hired. His first day on the job, he was taken out. He's the guy that blew the whistle preemptively. It's in the New Yorker magazine, just one of the 500 publications. I got news for you. The world is round. You can put me in prison for saying it's round, but I'm telling you, buddy, one day everybody's going to know it's round. And the world is the center of the universe. The world is round. The world. I'm here to tell you, they want to kill you and your family. They're putting cancer viruses in the vaccines. These mothers have spent every monster you can imagine. And I do this because I believe in this country. And I believe in humanity and our power to create something. And I fight total dehumanization. And everything I told you is deadly serious.
Shit, they're lying to us!
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
You all saw him. He had a gun.
My mother. And, you fucking cunt. Get the fuck out of here right now. Get out. Fuck you. Fuck you, you idiot. You're everything that America should be flushed down the toilet, you fucking turd. Fuck you. Get out. Get out, you fucking drunk bitch. Take her out. Take her fucking out. Take her to somewhere that's good. Go see fucking Madonna, you fucking idiot piece of shit.
Anymore.
Why?
I'm telling you, I'm done.
I understand.
So I can't do this much longer.
Every time I think about you, you've been so good to me. You know you make me wanna lift your
I don't have a car. I can yell at performers. Cause I'm a fucking idiot. Cause I got a car. I want you to get fucking go!
I don't want to be the one that goes.
Let me tell you something right now.
Come on.
Let me tell you something right now. I came here and I proved they're keeping babies alive and taking their organs.
How did you prove that?
They're admitting it.
Jamie pulled some shit up on Google.
No, they admit it now.
That's
they're
YouTube.
normalizing it. No, the governor. Listen to me.
You really think, do you really think there's people out there campaigning for late-term abortions? You think that shit's real? You think that shit's real?
Voted Monday to keep it legal.
Who would do that? Who would do that? Who would campaign for that?
They fucking did it,
That is the
Brotha.
craziest shit
You
ever.
can't fucking admit they're fucking killing already more kids. So you're telling me it isn't real when they had a fucking vote in the goddamn fucking Senate.
That's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory.
You think you're fucking tough, you're about to get it. Bullshit! They're killing already born babies! Stop fucking lying! God fucking damn it! I'm getting pissed now.
Don't get pissed. Go.
No, honey,
Okay.
you saw the dude. It's
I'm just fucking with you.
Alex,
I was fucking with you.
Senate voted to kill babies.
Let me-
Babies are fucking born.
I was just playing with you. Of course I believe that. Alex, of course I believe. It's all over the news. I was just playing with you.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. We went into a long conversation about
I heard
that.
it.
We played.
I heard it.
Okay, you heard it.
I heard the whole podcast.
Oh, yours teaching
I'm
me.
playing with you.
Okay.
But
Okay.
imagine my psychosis
Think
is
about
this.
what I said.
Reality is so crazy that I always thought I was so tough.
Can't believe
that
he
I
doesn't
could-
have to pee anymore.
That I gotta piss a little bit.
Alex,
the point is that, dude, I'm not. The reality's so crazy. Why are we debating whether the Earth is flat, dude? They have human-animal hybrids. There's the freaking. I have been there when people that work for the Pentagon say that we go to the laboratory and we meet with the ambassador. We have to take higher and higher dosages to meet with them. They're giving us technology, and the technology worked. I mean, this is going on, dude. Do you want to know this?
Listen. Relax.
You think about
Alex.
space isn't real. The freaking dimensions, man. The aliens are coming through the dimensions.
Alex.
Let me tell you what happened. When I was a kid, starting out, I would watch TV and I'd go, boy, if they like that guy, I was looking at comics, if they like that guy, they're going to love me. And that was the impetus that led me to work on comedy and start and continue. And then you get out to Los Angeles and you come to the cold realization that from that kid's wish, boy, if they love this guy, they're going to love me. They don't want me. They don't want you if you have an idea that doesn't correspond to their propaganda. And everyone in LA is disillusioned by that, but I know, and I no longer am, because I got it in focus and I know what to do with it now. So.
But tonight in Georgia, there are still hundreds of people looking for answers. They are among the Hicks babies.
This is actually happening. This is unreal.
Melinda Dawson hopes a DNA sample can help solve a decades-long mystery.
Okay. I want to know who I look like. I want to know how my sons got so tall. I want to know if my sons look like their grandfather.
Dawson is one of hundreds who say they were victims of Dr. Thomas Hicks. Hicks, a family physician who performed illegal abortions in the 50s and 60s in McKaysville, Georgia, also delivered babies and sold them to couples in off-the-books adoptions. Dawson says in 1962, her adoptive parents paid $1,000 for her.
And they were instructed to come down, come through the front door, pick the baby up, and leave through the back door and go home immediately.
Dr. Hicks lost his medical license in 1964 and died in 1972. The medical records from his clinic were never found.
Did you come to get DNA?
That's why Dawson organized new DNA testing this year. Using more precise analysis, she believes can lead to family matches.
When you just come out and say Masons are devil worshippers, then people who are third-degree Master Masons are all the way up to 32nd degree, and then, of course, the honorary degree of 33, it actually goes above that. They don't know all this. And yes, the Illuminati has taken over Masonry. You can argue where it came from, the different branches of it. It predates Christianity. It predates Judaism. It predates Islam. It is the old-time religion. And it is, at its base, Luciferian.
Who was our dad? Who was our mom?
Like other adoptees, all he's uncovered is a birth certificate he believes Dr. Hicks falsified.
He put the adoptive parents down on the birth certificate as the natural parents. And that pretty much sealed our fate as far as trying to find our roots.
Hicks' granddaughter defended the doctor to CBS News. She says he was just trying to find families for unwanted babies. But that explanation is not enough for Dawson.
Alex, what is it?
You keep asking, why are they after me?
No, I'm not.
Because I read the books. I've got their plan.
Alex, if you know everything that you say you know, and you got their plans, why are you still alive?
Well, they're murdering my name. They're assassinating me.
Yeah, but you've said Hillary Clinton's, her clan goes and, all these people that get close to her. So if you're opposing the most powerful Democrat in the marketplace, let's just say.
Because they thought I was a joke, like a poison, I titrated it. And it's the way God worked. It wasn't me. We built up. They thought it was a joke. They used us against Trump. They kept thinking they were winning. And now when the poison, the truth, is so strong, when the big dose hits them, they already have figured it out. And so I'm just over there. I'm the globalist lethal injection. And I'm ready to die. So let's just be clear. I've already won. This is all gravy from this point on. So I'm already in the system. I've already won. And they thought it was a joke. And now they just took their death dose. Really, I'm going to kill the New World Order. That's why they call me violent. That's why they hate me. I'm not physically hurting anybody. But the information is the end. It's their end of days.
You think so?
No one can reverse it now. Yeah, no, it's true. Because humanity wants to live. And they're the ones doing this. I studied their papers. I studied their program. And you ask why they're so afraid? They're so afraid because I've got their number. And I'm not afraid to die. So that's it.
I laid in a field of green grass for 4 hours going, my God, I love everything. The heavens parted, God looked down and rained gifts of forgiveness onto my being, healing me on every level, psychically, physically, emotionally. And I realized our true nature is spirit, not body, that we are eternal beings, and God's love is unconditional, and there's nothing we can ever do to change that. It is only our illusion that we are separate from God or that we are alone. In fact, the reality is we are one with God, and He loves us. Now, if that isn't a hazard to this country, you see my point. How are we going to keep building nuclear weapons? You know what I mean? What's going to happen to the arms industry when we realize we're all one? It's going to f up the economy. The economy that's fake anyway. Which would be a real bummer, you know. You can see why the government's cracking down on the idea of experiencing unconditional love.
And I was in a.
You could torture me with that. I did not like it.
Well, you and I should do mushrooms together.
Have you ever done mushrooms?
Oh, no. My ex-wife will sue me if I tell her mushroom. I've never done anything. No, I've really never done DMT, though.
Oh, really? Because Dan wants to go down to Peru and do ayahuasca here.
Yeah. I get invited on a regular basis.
Have you done it?
No.
No.
Man, there really are other dimensions. And, they have people that go to these events, and 50 people see the same thing. Okay, so it's another dimension, and it's alien.
My problem with going to U of H, I went during the summer session. All I had in all my classes were jocks trying to make up credit, you know? You know that feeling? They weren't there to learn at all. I remember the first day of my Eastern philosophy course, the instructor walks out and goes, God is consciousness, and we are all God, trying to realize our full potential. Wow. This guy in the back row goes, yeah, we gonna need to know that? They're gonna be on quiz.
But they're nothing. They're like, by the time we achieve consciousness, we're going to look back and go, we're not going to be looking at that. Because I think when you jump to the next level, there's an even bigger war going on.
What's the biggest war?
Consciousness in the universe is an interdimensional spacecraft beyond that looks like a comet from my research. And it has its head, it has its corona.
That's consciousness?
Consciousness. It carries evil in the tail end.
So consciousness has a location?
No, there is this giant consciousness that's God.
Okay.
Swimming in a giant system of survival of the fittest that God has created to test God's self.
Okay.
And it looks like a comet. So you got God's conscience and all the good things, the knowledge going forward, but God knows that everybody has to be tested. So the tail goes out. And at the end of the tail is basically evil. That's why Christ says, "Get behind me, Satan." And it's always trying to test God and infiltrate up into it to sabotage it.
Damn. If they do pull the plug in this podcast, is a good way to end this motherfucker.
What are y'all looking for, a new dad? Grow the fuck up. Take responsibility for your fucking lives. What do you think about NAFTA, man? I'll tell you what I think. The cocksucking elite who own and run everything in this fucking country are selling it out from under us tomorrow. There ain't no battle over fucking NAFTA. That's a fucking charade. Like our elections are a fucking charade. And tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, they're selling your fucking life out from under you. Don't you ever fucking forget it either. There's dick jokes coming up. Please relax.
But at the same time, I mean, we are losing our freedoms. Everybody's ever talking about, well, you know, when the Democrats are in, we want a Republican. When Republicans are in, we want a Democrat.
Who are you voting for?
Oh, I'm not voting. We don't have votes anymore. They put in the electronic voting machines. Publicly run by the CIA. No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. So the question is, see, I don't just walk around ranting and raving 24 hours a day. I studied this stuff. And they have put in electronic voting machines, and Clear Channel actually owns the local voting machines. With McCall, that they're running for the new 10th district. So they own the voting machines, the candidate. He's married to the fat-ass chairman of Clear Channel's daughter. And so they own the voting machines, and there's #1 political contributors, and they control most of the radio and TV stations around here. You know, I am an actor. We're all actors, but I believe in what I stand for. I'm not an actor as my main identity, but I'm a talented person. You're an actor. Does that mean you're not a real person? It's the war on knowledge, the war on intellect, the war on, like people say, oh my God, you know, like people, I've had famous liberals come to my house and they see oil paintings I've done, or they'll pick up a piece of paper with some poetry I've written on it, and they go, oh my God, it's all fake, you're not a right-wing extremist. And I go, I was never a right-wing extremist. I'm a thinker. I'm an open person. I am who I am. I do have a Texas accent. I am from Texas. So people think you're dumb if you're from Texas. It's ridiculous. And I'm not talking about myself, but because they have to attack who I am everywhere. Well, like I said, you got mainstream media that lied about Iraq and lied about the Arab Spring and all this stuff, and they sit there like they're pure and good because my listeners question things
There's
like
no question about that, by the way. So I want you, there's no question about that. I don't trust either side. I don't watch CNN.
You understand, like, in the spectrum of 24 years on air, like the media tries to make me Sandy Hook, that's like 1/10 of 1% of 1 point.
And when I got back to the hotel, I was given a call by the producer saying we have to excise your entire segment from the show. When I asked him why, he said, CBS, I love this, standards and practices. Don't you love these networks have standards?
Are there many actors in Hollywood who also moonlight as agents, do you think?
I think there are probably quite a few, yes. I think probably Hollywood is full of CIA agents, and we just don't know it. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to discover that, you know, this was extremely common.
Where did Substance D come from? Why can't we stop it? The bigger this war gets, the more freedoms we lose, the more Substance D is on our streets. Can't you figure this out? Look around you. Look how far we've come. Humanity wasn't meant to live like this. On every waking moment, trapped and trapped and scared. It's time to stop submitting to this tyranny. It's time to realize that we're being enslaved. Uh-oh, it's our tax dollars at work. Protect us from ourselves. Hey guys, I used to be one of you. Stop selling out your own species.
I am the 6th largest army in the world. Something like that, only 50 times funnier.
Those nights were on fire, we couldn't get higher. We didn't know that we had it all.
Because in the final equation, we are at the crossroads as a society right now.
I started off, actually went on stage at a church talent show at church camp when I was 13 years old. I did Richard Pryor material. Yeah, I was demon possessed.
Uh-oh, Alex is now trying to eat the screen. He's so hungry for goldfish. He's tasted the flesh of a goldfish.
But I started off then, and then I was interested in comedy real early on, and this is like 1977, I guess, 76, and then the club started popping up all over the country.
Wait a second, oh my gosh, hold on a second. I just had a revelation.
You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day? You know what it's like knowing you've ruined my life? You know what it's like, you sons of bitches? I'm tired of your crap! You commit evil, you're part of an evil system, and we're standing up against you! And the Republic is going to defeat you in the end!
You know what it is? I talk to the audience like I talk to my friends, and people inherently will be shocked by that, some people. But I just think that to talk to the audience conversationally is better than putting on an act. Particularly since I work every single night. If I did an act, I would be terribly bored.
91, I said the war has just begun. So this is we just got a beachhead. And so that's just the start of the war for me.
InfoWars is now filed for bankruptcy.
Super drunk right out.
We're tripping and the car goes, the door is ajar.
Some of us won't make it personally through this, but a lot of us are. And in the end, you are going to be brought to justice for all the kids you kidnapped for CPS, all you CPS workers, all you corrupt bureaucrats, all you that have had your way with innocent children over and over again, and who think your evil's invincible. You're not invincible, and God is going to deal with you. Once or twice.
LSD?
I'm not going to discuss that.
Uh-oh.
The point.
What do you mean you're not going to discuss
What do you
Why
mean?
not? What do you mean?
What do
Alex,
you
you're
mean?
Alex, did you do LSD?
I'm not going to. No, I didn't. I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky.
Because A, they have lives. B, they understand it's just TV. C, they know if they see something they don't like, something they do like might be on later. I've seen many comics I've hated. I've seen many religious shows that have offended me. I've never written a letter. I just go about my life.
Well, the problem is...
And then Rush Limbaugh's there and the devil mounts him.
Can you hear that?
You know, who's absolutely in another universe, in an alternate space, in, you know, quantum Quagmireville. We lay all this out, just like we did at the press conference. Now, you know, your question...
And we're trying to progress and make things better. And the elites are trying to make sure that we don't dial into that incredible knowledge we've got as a species and basically die as a species so that we're not competitors on the next level, as the Bible says, of the interdimensional plane.
But
God
you don't
damn, that
believe
sounded
that. Though.
good.
But you don't believe that. You're just saying that's what they believe.
Oh, yes, exactly. I don't believe in anything.
What do you believe?
No, I mean, I believe in research.
Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace.
What do you, I don't know.
And then, you know, when you got Russell Crowe calling you up asking if you're really Bill Hicks, you know it's gone too far. I can't handle it, man. I'm living in a Twilight Zone episode. I'm sorry. You want to address me as Bill now, Kevin?
All right, Billy.
And just like UFOs, these hillbillies find me equally incomprehensible.
How about a nice round of applause for Mr. Bill Hicks?
Okay, now we're at the point where imagination and reality are right there together. What we imagine, we can create. And that goes for heaven, and that goes for hell, and it is our choice. And we can do anything, literally. But that is the theme of our show, and I hopefully HBO will air it, because I think it'd be another great feather in their cap, along with Larry Sanders' show, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Good deal. Well, hopefully we can see that. Of course, they always get the better TV over there, too.
Yeah.
And stay with us right here on Capsize with Mr. Pruitt. I'm Alex Jones. You're not a slave. Stand up and be heard.
It's just a ride. Folks, before I leave, I want to tell you the only piece of information that I have that I'd like to pass on to you, because I love you people. And I want the world to live happily in unity forever and ever. Joy, peace, love. Deathless fucking ecstasy, babe. Okay? The Antichrist is upon the earth in physical form, and I know who it is. Curious? I thought Ronald Wilson Reagan, 6 letters, 6 letters, 6 letters, but no, that's too obvious, and he's too stupid to be the Antichrist. So, it has to be somebody who is subtly undermining the quality and the substance of this country and has been doing it for years without our even being aware of it.
Donald, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Alex. Great to be with you. It's doing fantastic business. I don't know if you can see that thing right up there.
We can.
But it's doing great business. I hope your audience goes out and buys it as Christmas gifts and everything else. And I just want to finish by saying your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope. And I think we'll be speaking a lot, but you'll be looking at me in a year or 2 years. Let's give me a little bit of a time to run things. But a year into office, you'll be saying, wow, I remember that interview. He said he was going to do it, and he did a great job. You'll be very proud of our country.
Well, I'm impressed. I mean, you're saying you're fully committed. You know, there's no future if we don't take this country back. Donald Trump, I hope you can help uncripple America. Thank you so much.
Real you, and then there's a character.
There's some others also. There's other real news, but that Foreign Man isn't one of them.
I alone can fix it. Nobody likes me.
Stop. This is terrible.
The male star and the Americans had this wonderful ability to put on these nothing disguises, and then he became nothing.
Have you been like?
He became almost invisible. He was very
Drug traffickers to get the human traffickers, and they use these children as passports to get into the country. So we have to work on that too. It's a very complex issue. It has been going on. You shouldn't feel guilty because it's been going on for many, many years, many, many decades. But we're going to solve that along with a lot of other problems that we've already solved. I think there are two Donald Trumps. There's the public version, and people see that, and I don't know what they see exactly, but it seems to have worked over my lifetime. Because you don't have the brains you were born with. You should be praising the people that have done a good job, not doing what you do. Even that question.
See, Mr. Lawless, you don't have any brains. I'm from Hollywood. I have the brains. That's how I win my matches. I say the bigger they come, the harder they fall. You might be twice as big as me, but I've wrestled women that are twice as big as me, and I've mopped the floor with them. In this article, they said that I cheated and they wanted me to have a rematch, and she wanted me to have a rematch, so she says she could beat me and that I didn't win fair and square. Right.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail. You didn't think of that, did you, huh? All right, is that okay with you? Sure. Why not?
Another piece of disinfo. I was on air a few days ago saying next week I will release who the original founders of Q are if they don't come out on their own. And I said, I don't like giving friends ultimatums, but I did that to Joe Rogan a few years ago. and I feel bad about it. That was an ultimatum on some other issue. Joe Rogan's not involved with Q. I did not say Joe Rogan was involved in Q, but that's how this schizophrenia works. I'm Alex Jones, on air for 26 years. I am who I say I am. I have my birth certificate. I'm public. I started out on Access TV, but notice the Texas Monthly, the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN, they all say I'm Bill Hicks. Because out of dozens of producers he had for films and shows he did, one high school friend of his produced a few shows I did. And they say I'm Bill Hicks, so I'm not real. See, but someone you don't know and have never met and never talked to is real, but I'm not real because I'm Bill Hicks. See, they attack the providence of something real when they themselves are completely fake.
I made millions on voiceovers,
and as Bill Hicks,
and when I invested in this broadcast.
Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, and this shall be a sign unto you of...
A virgin birth? A miracle?
No.
Oh, for God's sake. I can't pass for a 56-year-old man.
Sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant, prends mon whisky quant à moi, peu dormi, vie débris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. Comme un indien dans son igloo, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi, moi, ça plane pour moi.
Check it out. Man, oh man.
Put on the special glasses. I'm sorry, I just did mushrooms in Fredericksburg about 3 months ago. I had my third eye squeegeed.
Is that where you got those glasses in Fredericksburg?
There's a special contact lens you can't see right here. I was going to get it blue, but I thought that was a bit...
Peach is Fredericksburg color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm out there tripping with the Germans.
Well, we're going to take a few more calls and get to a video, and we'll be back, take a few more with Bill.
Like, come on. Oh, my God. Bill Gates' dad headed up the Army program on eugenics and was the head of Planned Parenthood. And he went on Bill Maher and said, we need to reduce world population. I got all the clips, man.
Yeah, but Alex, you take it to a point where the media is sitting there saying, a naive mind can listen to somebody like you. And you can really mess with a naive mind. A naive mind who is not going to...
Did you hear me? You know about Cold Springs Harbor?
Tell me about it.
I mean, Bill Gates' dad ran it.
Okay.
IBM runs it now.
Sure.
So that is the main human genome eugenics center. The whole deal. They trained the Nazis. They trained the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute. There's Pulitzer Prize winning books. They have it all, man.
Listen, all I'm trying to say is...
Milo's Jewish. I love Milo. Yeah.
And you've got a little bit of the Hitler fetish going on.
It's not a fetish. It's not a fetish. That's a term, like, I just love information.
Hitler had the right idea. He was just an underachiever. Kill them all, Adolf, all of them. Jew, Mexican, American, white. Kill them all. Start over. The experiment didn't work.
they have some documentaries. Apparently, Bezos is allowed to put up any documentary, but if a basketball player tweets it, he'll lose his entire career. I think that's...
Well, that's where I want to go, because you've got millions, hundreds of millions of Chinese locked down right now by, and Chinese are great people, but their government in that country is the most racist, homogenistic, or homogeneous, actually, group there is. And all I'm saying is I really care about those Chinese people under lockdown because they want to use that as a model against us. I'm just kind of not, I'm not on the whole Jew thing. It's what I'm saying. I don't care if people talk about it. I believe in free speech. I'm just really worried about the forced injections, world government, 5G, the open borders, the collapsing currencies, war with Russia. What do you think?
I don't have all of that information. I have the information that 2 days ago I thought I was going to be put in prison because my accounts are frozen.
No, I get it. You're in Hollywood and the managers you see are, so I get it from your perspective. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I love Jesus, and I have to fight this war to make a better place for my children and for everyone else's children. I got to put myself, my accounts, my name at risk to stand in the front of this war that we have. This is InfoWars, right? So we're going to give this information on InfoWars.
By the way, I asked the crew very lovingly. I love the crew, but you guys gave me the tweet I sent you this morning of the abortion mill, New World Order, depopulation, kill the black people organization, Planned Parenthood, where they said it's white people's job to give money so we can kill black people. It actually says that. And Ye didn't want me to have it on the desk because he wanted to be able to have it all look clean and stuff, and I get that, so I'm happy for Ye. But will you guys give me that damn tweet? Because I love you to death, but I'm asking for an hour. I need that damn tweet. I want to show people this because it is such mind control to say, white people, you've got white guilt. They actually say, you're bad because you're white. Help us kill black people. What type of freakish, crazy world is that? Ye?
Zionist. Is that too wide of a idea, or do I have to just go specifically to who does that? But it's the devil. It's the devil. We all, like Grandma used to say, we all need Jesus Christ. And where I'm at, this position where God is, he's using me as a vessel. Everyone always knew that I was special, but now I get to be a vessel. And I feel so, I'd like to go into a prayer. It's a prayer that my cousin wrote. Now, this prayer it's pretty long, so please don't cut me off in the middle of this prayer.
I'm not. Go ahead.
So what happened is we were doing a family prayer Zoom on Sunday, and his name is Wayne, and he tells me, he says, Kanye, he's like, bro, my name's Jay. You say a prayer. And then I said my prayer, and I felt that it was very profound. I felt like it was Ye-level bars where I said, let's remove this whole conversation of morality, and let's stick to the Bible and say either Jesus said so or Jesus said no. Hold on, I'm gonna wait till you drop this. Boom.
I'm listening.
All right, so, and I felt like that was profound. That's like a bar that made me top 5 streaming artists without an album this year. Either Jesus said so or Jesus said no, because we want to bring in our creative direction and our opinion and our moral compass. Forget the words moral compass. Is it in the Bible? What did the red letters say? What did Jesus say about it? And then we make our decisions off of that. So I said this, and then I had an idea. Let's stop hoping. Let's pray. Let's talk directly to God. Let's stop hoping for stuff.
I agree with that.
He has hope in here, and then I took it out, and then I put it back in, and so I said this prayer, and my family members, they didn't say anything. And then he said his prayer, and the whole family was like, oh, that's the best prayer I ever heard. And he's like, I know. My prayers could be intimidating. I know. They're like, did you write that down? That was the best prayer ever. And I was thinking like, bro, why you set me up? Why you set me up to say my prayer right before your prayer? But this is his prayer. I was like, yo, send me that prayer, bro. That prayer was pretty good. It says, Nick is Catholic, so he doesn't like referring to Jesus as Yahweh God. But I am... But am I black? Am I African? Am I Semite? What is they call me anti-Semite. They said I'm a nigga in rap. They said I'm black. They told me, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, James Brown, you tell me who I am. But I know that I'm a child of God, and I know Jesus died for us. This is the daily prayer written by my cousin Wayne. Yahweh God, thank you for life, health, and strength, faith, hope, and love, and another day to bless, protect your most holy name. I surrender all, Yahweh God, and acknowledge that all things are spiritual before they are physical. For this reason, we also declare and decree that you are the maker, master, ruler, creator, and guider of our spiritual lives. We also acknowledge our brother Jesus Yeshua and the blood he shed that gave us blood-paved pathways back to the Holy of the Holies. As we humbly come before you, your almighty throne of mercy and grace, we welcome your glory to rest heavenly upon our shoulders. Bless our crown with supernatural wisdom and understanding, Yahweh God, so that we may walk in the true knowledge of who you are and who you created us to be. Quiet our spiritual minds, Yahweh God, slow us down and put us in proper alignment and divine timing with the will and purpose you have for our lives. Open our spiritual eyes, Yahweh God, so we may better see all of the divine things of the Spirit. Open our spiritual ears, Yahweh God, so we may better hear all of the sacred things of the Spirit. Guard our spiritual mouth, Yahweh God. Place a censor over our divine tongues, so we may only speak words that glorify and edify you. Soften our spiritual heart, Yahweh God, so we may walk into deeper communion, communication, commitment, intimacy, understanding, and a relationship with all of the divine things of the Spirit. Yahweh God, we recognize that we do not battle against flesh and blood, but against spirits and powers, principalities and rulers of spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. It is for this reason that we put on the whole armor of God, Yahweh God. We put on the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness. We firmly attach the belt of truth around our waist and drench our feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. We take our sword of life spirit, which is the word of life, and the shield of faith with which we will quench all of the fiery darts of the enemy. Thank you for blessing us from the top of our head to the bottom of our feet and everywhere in between with the first, what we need, everything that we deserve, and then the best that you have for our lives, Yahweh God. In Jesus' name, amen.
And perfect time to go to break. Hour number 2, Uncensored with Ye. Nick Fuentes, I'm your guest host here in Insane Asylum World, because the whole world's crazy. All of us are nuts. This is Twilight Zone 2.0. We will be right back.
Don't me when you say that.
No, I'm talking about all of us. The whole world's crazy. It is crazy. Everybody's crazy. I believe that. I'm saying the guest host here because these guys are hosting. We'll be right back with hour number 2.
You know who I think the big winner is in this whole thing is Alex Jones.
What?
We might have found his road to redemption. If he just keeps interviewing people crazier than him,
He looks so
forcing him
normal.
to be like, well, that's not true now. We can't just hate people.
I love Jewish people, but I also love
Oh, man. Well, I have to disagree with that.
Yeah, you know you've gone off the deep end when Alex Jones is interviewing you and he's the rational one. When he's got to keep you in line.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking.
I thought this man was Barbara Walters. You can't just say these things.
He kept giving them outs too. He's like, you're not really not like people are saying. You're saying you like the Nazis, but you're being hyperbolic. And then
I'm a Nazi.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Kanye. But it is exhausting, right?
Rain 40 days, please fucking rain and wash these turds off my fucking life. Wash these human waste of flesh and bones off this planet. I pray to you, God, to kill these fucking people.
Are you guys exhausted by it yet?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted by it.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be great. Except I don't think I'd want to get killed, though. You know what I mean? I don't think that part. I wouldn't like that part. But we could fake it. Huh? When I'm more famous, we could fake it. Yeah. We could do stuff like that. Well, of course. Yeah?
football there.
Next question in the room.
By the way, what the hell are you on, bro? There's all these video interviews with him under bright lights with 90% pupil. I mean, I've taken 3 hits of acid. My eyes didn't get that big, you know? I'm joking. Never did that. I took mushrooms with the acid. I'm joking. The point is, I have never seen anybody's eyeballs that big. Their pupils. So, whatever he's on, doesn't look too healthy, does he? But it's okay.
The new phenomenon, fentanyl, destroying lives by the millions.
As a teenager, I was part of a group a group of friends who took drugs a lot, and we liked it and enjoyed each other's company and enjoyed getting stoned together.
Legalized marijuana is always a very difficult question for medicinal purposes, for medical purposes. Absolutely, it's fine.
But you're a...
Is there anybody you'd like to apologize to right now yourself? No? No?
Maybe the audience.
No one
How
to
about the
apologize
audience?
at all. Okay.
No.
Today, a young man on acid realized that all matter is merely energy condensed to a slow vibration, that we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we're the imagination of ourselves. Here's Tom with the weather.
And I spoke to him very recently, and he's also doing the rockets. He likes rockets, and he does good at rockets, too, by the way. I never saw where the engines come down with no wings, no anything, and they're landing. I said, I've never seen that before. And I was worried about him because he's one of our great geniuses, and we have to protect our genius.
I found myself subjugating Jim Carrey for Andy Kaufman and Tony Clifton, and then at the end of it, looking for Jim Carrey again and having trouble finding him.
He's just thought about life and things. He must have had like some psychedelic experiences too.
I think so. Sounds like it.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
Well, because it's all taboo and people...
Well, let me tell you, I have. 100%.
Tell us about it.
Doing DMT. I've 100% communicated with something. The question is whether that something was actually in my imagination or in my mind, or whether that something was something that takes place in another dimension.
Thank you.
I don't know. I can't be sure. There's no way to put it on a scale. There's no way to run it through a test. But what I do know...
Trump on Monday jumped on an offer from mixed martial arts commentator and Spotify podcast host Joe Rogan to moderate a 4-hour debate.
We're going to win, and we're going to win big. You just watch. We have the cards. They don't.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
I signed up for this a long time ago. I signed on the dotted line, not with the devil, but with God. And God showed me the path forward. And I chose this path, and everything that was laid out before me is now proceeding in God's plan. You've always got to remember that Satan has control for a limited time, but it's all part of God's plan. Remember that. When they're laughing at you, when they're lying about you, when they're attacking you, when they're hurting you, when they're killing you, that in the end, this is all just a test. I'm not here to keep my head down. I'm not here to sit on the sidelines. I asked to be in the arena. I prayed to God to help me expose the New World Order. So I'm not like all these other so-called men that aren't in the arena. I'm in the arena. But I want you to know I am fighting for you and for my own family and for all of us. And I need your hope, your prayers, I need your support. Christ said, pick up your cross and follow me. And if you're following me, you're going to get persecuted. I know this life is a flash. This is a test. And I'm sure not perfect, believe that. But I mean well, and I love God, and I love justice, and I am extremely honored to be here, and this is exactly where I wanted to be. But I want to ask you at this part of the most intense fight beginning, at the crucible, as I go into the middle of the enemy hyenas to literally tear me to pieces. You think this is bad? It's going to get a lot worse. I told you a long time ago. I will be destroyed. I told you that 20 years ago. I told you that 10 years ago, because they're coming for you next. And when they're annihilating and killing billions of you, I want you to remember that I fought for you, because through this fight coming, we will overcome these people. I am in the arena. Yeah! This is where I want to be. This is the way to go down, baby. This is just the beginning.
You're Bill Hicks. You faked your death, and you're a liar. Is that my opinion, or have I defamed you?
That's your opinion.
Okay, so people are allowed to do that in your mind.
I think they are. But I'm not. I don't sit there and knowingly get things wrong.
Okay, no. I'm asking you, Mr. Jones, if I accuse you of being an imposter, if I say that you're a liar and that you're not really who you say you are, have I damaged you in some way?
I haven't sued anybody that calls me Bill Hicks.
So the media can report that, and that's totally fine in your mind.
And that's the. No, citizens have a right, and pundits have a right. People have the right to opinion. I mean.
What if I said that this court reporter is Bill Hicks, and that he's lying and he faked his death?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm saying it, Mr. Jones. I'm saying it. Have I done anything wrong? If I get on TV and say that?
That's up to him, his view.
No, I'm asking you.
I'm not a court reporter.
I'm not asking you if you're a court reporter.
Do a commercial, you're off the artistic roll call. Every word you say is suspect. You're a corporate whore, and end of story. And yes, I have been offered commercials, so I'm not jealous. And I turned them all down because I'm not a salesman. And I don't need money that is built on blood. So.
Who offered to you?
Well, in England, I did this classic England. I got offered this is the product. You ready? Orange drink. I'm going, what's the name of it? Orange drink. It's classic England, right? Just such a socialist nightmare over there, right? That's the drink. Orange drink. I said, yeah, you really got my act down good, guys. That'll be great. You know, when I'm done ranting about elite power that rules the planet under a totalitarian government that uses the media in order to keep people stupid, my throat gets parched. That's why I drink orange drink. Yeah, right. See, don't you see how it would all fit in? Don't you see how every word I said would be hollow and filled with nothing?
Wow.
Hey, Jimmy. Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
The time has come to air the voice of reason. In a world gone mad, adrift on banal seas, for all who feel that lies have had their season, and whose hearts cry out instead for honesty. For all the weary souls grown bored with dreaming, whose thirst for beauty and for knowledge goes unslaked. For all who want to wake from what is dreaming, to know what's real and what is real to embrace. For all who've watched with mounting horror, evil's reign upon this world grow ever clear. For all who've prayed in vain emancipators, wielding swords of truth and laughing without fear. Nah.
It's a manifesto. That's
a manifesto.
I like that.
Now, Bill, you're not in the mob, are you?
Not that I need to talk about, no.
Right. So, in other words, it wasn't like they put you in because you're in the mob as well.
A mob replacement, no.
That's my first approximation. I'm not in a fucking cult for Donald Trump. Fuck him. Fuck his family. Fuck all these people. All right, see, I shouldn't even be live right now. When are we going on the fucking satellite? God fucking damn it, man. What the fuck?
You're accessorizing mass murderers, okay? You're blowing up fucking innocent people all over the world while we form our own Orwellian American fucking New World Order. Tell me about your morality, motherfucker. Fuck the military, fuck the FBI, fuck the ATF, fuck President Clinton, fuck George Bush, fuck Ronald Reagan. Keep up.
Now, joining us for the balance of the hour is Kevin Booth. And, folks, he's really here because he was a producer for Bill Hicks. We're just going to go come clean since everybody on the Internet's exposed us. We're running scared right now. Folks, I am Bill Hicks. And Sam Kinison.
And I don't need money that is built on blood. So.
And a Vatican assassin. So.
You could be the next Sam Kinison.
No, but it's the thing, like...
You know what I mean? Remember Sam Kinison was like a preacher?
Yeah. You should do the show. You sound a little bit like Kinison there. Which scene is? I'm channeling him right now. I have an alternate career I have. I haven't seen you since he died. And I know you started out. I wasn't there. Yeah. So are you looking for an alibi? Yeah. I was in Dallas that day. Yeah.
I've known Roger Stone and his wife, who's really a terrific woman, for a long time, and Roger's definitely a character. Everybody sort of knows Roger. Everybody knows him, and most people like him. Some people probably don't.
This giant dystopia just warped out of hyperspace. It was right here, right now, attacking everyone in this society. And I've been told through high-level sources that if you don't shut up and you don't stop, we're going to have you arrested, we're going to have you indicted, or we'll have you killed. Amazing comedian, an amazing political mind. It's just a ride.
But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok. But it doesn't matter because it's just a ride.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go berserk in a second here, just for no apparent reason. Yeah, I like that voice. Yeah, good voice, Bill. What a character.
One of our crew's girlfriend just got cancer at a young age. You know what? Part of the freedom. Go with it. Don't ask questions.
Is that a lot? You can't imagine how thrilled I was, any smoker, to find out there's a different warning on each pack. Mine say, warning, smoking may cause fetal injury or premature birth. Fuck it. Found my brand.
Thanks to plastic surgery, I can come up here tonight, though, and I've been lucky. I've been lucky.
People like Ted Bundy, who are really smart, become governors. They become Fox News hosts, CNN hosts. Up until the time I was about 4, I thought that the world was black and white when movies were black and white. And then finally I was sitting there watching Gilligan's Island one day, and it was color. My dad said, no, son, it's film. The world was always color. The first season of Gilligan's Island was shot in black and white. The color film with Technicolor got cheaper by the second season.
Shut up and listen to him play!
1776 will commence again.
I'm just, dude, you're my hero.
To the Freemasons or something?
Well, the Masons were perfect for
Guy your age smoking, you're an inspiration, man. He goes, what? I'm 28.
And so they're doing that to me. I don't back down. I don't know how. It's not really a flight deal. I run by fighting. I like, more you attack, the more I fight. Just call me stupid. It's what I do. But I think running has gotten America in this position, and I think it's time to stop running, ladies and gentlemen.
Now hear me out. Since you've seen TV, Dick Clark's been on TV? Has he aged one fucking day? I have aged more than Dick Clark. I'm going bald, I got gray hairs. Dick Clark hadn't changed.
What?
Doesn't seem natural, does it? That's not Dick Clark. That's the Antichrist. That's a Dick Clark rubber mask. When he gets off that TV show after he's brought you Debbie Gibson and Rick Astley, he goes into his office and he unzips that mask, and underneath there's a cloven-hooved, horned Wolverine. And there's a knock at the door, and the door opens, and Chuck Woolery walks in. And Chuck Woolery drops his pants and leans over a desk, and the Wolverine mounts him. And a black worm crawls out of the scaly penis of the Wolverine into the bowels of Chuck Woolery. Chuck Woolery is now pregnant with the brood of the children of the Prince of the Darkness, and in the off-season becomes fat and begins to shit them. Kenny Rogers, Sylvester Stallone, Geraldo, Wham! Oprah!
And it is incredible how they protect Oprah and Hillary and all of it. It's just incredible how the left claims they're these open free souls, and then they're always out there using sex for control and claim if a man hugs a woman, it's some form of rape. It's incredible. So again, Stormy Daniels has absolutely sold out to the globalists, and it's just another attempt to derail the productivity in this country coming back. And you know a man by his enemies, all these evil globalists that are anti-family, anti-human, anti-America, anti-free market, hate this president. So again, he's never claimed he's perfect. He's never claimed he's not a red-blooded American. He's never claimed that he doesn't think, God's greatest creation, women are beautiful. The point is he's all about life. He's got a great family, a lot of great children, and he's moving this country forward with prosperity, and it's a blessing. And that's why Christians and evangelicals understand that Trump never lied to us. He told us the truth. He stood for what he stood, and he's been delivering on every promise he made in triplicate, and that's why the globalists hate him. I'm Alex Jones. You get tomorrow's news today at Infowars.com.
There you go.
This is really nice backdrop there. It's very pretty.
Very pretty.
Very
I would
soothing.
a little more headroom on that shot than I would generally go for, but so there you have it, folks. The Stormy Daniels, sadly, according to Alex Jones, is sold out to the globalists.
She sold out to the
There was a time where she was the globalists couldn't touch her. They came and they said,
we made a deal that was too sweet. Too sweet. I want to clear up the bisexuality stuff if I can, devil.
Please.
Well, there was a time Stormy Daniels was challenging the globalist Gray Davis back in the 2000s. She ran. She was
is that right?
She was part of that.
That's right.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some very shocking news for you. I have seen footage that you probably have never seen, some of you never have, that's never aired on network television, of footage of the Bradley tank shooting fire into the compound. The Branch Davidians did not start the fire. They were murdered in cold blood by the pussies, the liars, the scumbags, the ATF. And the meaning of it all, the reason you didn't see it, and the reason they said, oh, the Branch Davidians started the fire. No, they didn't. Because they know now that David Koresh was trying to finish that fucking whatever 7 SEALs horseshit he was doing. They know that. They burn these fucking people alive because the message they want to convey to you is state power will always win. We'll paint you as a child molester, and we'll paint you as a methamphetamine manufacturer. We'll say any lie we want over our propaganda machine, the mainstream media, and we'll burn you and your children in your fucking home. So you just be apathetic, America. You stay docile, and don't you ever forget, you're free to do what we tell you. The real implication is why no mainstream media has picked up on this footage and thought that it was news. This tells you something about America and the state of freedom that you live under.
That didn't come out in the trial. You're some kind of provocateur. In fact, you're one of those FBI agents, aren't you? I know personally, I don't give a damn. Oh, yeah, you're not going to do anything to me. These people are murderers. These people are murderers. I'm sick and tired of hearing your lies when you machine gunned a bunch of men, women, and children. You got a big problem, buddy. You sit over here. I'm not afraid of you guys. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I'm sick of it. You sit over here and you talk about how the children huddle in the corner and how the ammunition that they had is what killed them, all the rest of your garbage. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You don't stand up for the Constitution. You stand for zip, not a zero. You have no calm aplomb. It's false, my friend. And let me tell you, a lot of people are writing down your names. You can follow people around. You can harass people. You can back up your bankster buddies. But a revolution of peaceful information's coming, and when it comes time, you people are going to be brought to punishment. You understand? Just like Nuremberg. Just taking orders doesn't cut it, my friend. You understand me?
I think I've assessed you.
Yeah, oh, you've assessed me. Listen, you can sit there and say some kind of little joke. All your textbook garbage, my friend. I got people like General Parton, ex-head of Air Force Weapons Development. We know the federal government destroyed Oklahoma. It's proven. We know what you guys are engaged in, just like Hitler burnt the Reichstag. We know you brought Nazis over here through the rat line to set up our CIA after the OSS. So you can't sit here. You can assess me all day. I want you to assess me. I've assessed you, a smiley-faced slime ball that sits here in soft pedals and tries to placate the media. Waco Rules of Engagement shows your agents machine gunning men, women, and children as they tried to exit. One of the inventors of flare technology worth hundreds of millions of dollars is on that documentary. He is of the establishment.
Didn't you hear what I said? Didn't you hear what I said?
If I had heard
no.
I would have to ask the question.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but we don't need this type of placating. Somebody coming in and saying, oh, I'm so sorry that we did this. We don't need that. We need indictments. Then you need to go and you need to call for indictments of Janet Reno. Okay. Are you calling for an indictment of Janet Reno?
No.
Herman Goering and drag. No. Are you? Oh, so you're not calling for Herman Goering and drag?
What about people who ran the tanks through this place?
Yeah.
What about you personally? Let me ask you, be very specific here. What are your feelings on the U.S. electoral system? What do you think of the way it works and functions?
Well, I hope to overthrow the American government and replace it with a freely elected democracy.
Yeah.
I think that'd be best.
Just a pipe dream, I imagine, though, Bill.
Excuse me?
You have been excused. One final thing, you're coming over. I saw your one-man show. It was a while ago on Channel 4. Very funny stuff. Are you going to be performing live here at all?
I'll be over there in March and April. Does Prune Week continue that far?
No, you've missed the boat on Prune Week, I'm afraid. But we'll try and think of something equally exciting and relevant for you.
No, seriously. The point is, I don't want to fight with anybody. You're absolutely right. I think you and I and Ben Shapiro, we should all.
Well, the only reason I brought up his name was because you said that I worked for him, and I was just letting you know that was somewhat irritating because I had to feel like you with Bill Hicks, a bunch of comments going, no, I don't know where this is coming from. Let me ask you this though, we do have to get going. If you want people to know,
I understand you gotta get going.
Alex Jones, if you want people right now watching, they should know Alex Jones as what? What do you want to be known for? What do you want your legacy to most be? You've been a controversial figure. Like you said, you've kind of transitioned from more liberal libertarian to where you are now. How would you want to be remembered or known?
As somebody that wants to live in a free country and a free world, who believes in humanity and who loves private property and God, the Second Amendment, and who's a fan of Americana and who wants to see that continue and wants to defeat people like AOC and little vampire bat Kim Jong-un and the rest of it, and who just, again, isn't going to back down the cultural Marxists and all these bullies. That's who I am. It's what I stand for. And I believe in America. I bet on America. And I think America is coming back. But I think it's up to people like you and I and all your viewers and listeners who are the brain trust of this country. The people watching you right now are no doubt the most focused, most involved Americans on the planet.
Yeah.
Because there's Americans all over the world. And we really are special. We are something special. There is something that is truly independent, and exceptional about America. It's that idea. It's that spirit. It's why people want to come here. And so it's that spirit of America that I'm searching for. And I think I found it. And I'm just glad to be here with you. And anybody that wants to find out what I'm actually saying versus what mainstream media is obsessed with, can visit Infowars.com or Newswars.com. And Stephen, anytime you're not busy, which I know you're a hard worker, please come on my show.
All right, everybody, here's the deal. We have a very, very special guest. He's going to come out here. He's going to talk to you. Then he's going to bring up Dougie. I am a huge fan of his. It's an honor to bring him up here. Please keep it going for the Lord of Conspiracy, Alex Jones, everybody. Here he comes.
I feel sorry for you. I mean, you came out here to have a good time. And here's some great comics, and believe me, you've heard him. That last guy was absolutely amazing. Now, Doug's great too. He's a degenerate atheist, but other than that, he's a pretty good guy. No, but seriously, I'm not a comedian, and I've heard a lot of stuff about Iraq, and I've heard some other comments about politics, and let's just go over some basic stuff here for a minute, okay? This is not a drill. This is some serious shit. All right? I've got the film clip of Eisenhower back in 1958 calling Fidel Castro the Abraham Lincoln of the Caribbean. Maybe he is. But my point is, they put that motherfucker in power. They put him in there. But it's not just him. It's everybody. It's Ho Chi Minh. It's Mao Zedong. It's Manuel Noriega. It's Osama bin Laden. It's Saddam Hussein. It's the Shah. They build them up, they knock them down, and I watch them stick our troops in these meat grinders. And it's all admitted. You know, I'm the weirdo who sits there and watches the C-SPAN documentaries where they've got the 85-year-old CIA section chief, you know, who back in 1950 goes, well, actually, the CIA was behind Mao and we put him into power. Of course, I already knew that, but now these bastards are admitting it. Mao Zedong killed 50 million people! And they want to sit around and tell me about Saddam Hussein for some war for $4 trillion in oil? Oh, we wouldn't do that over oil. We're just the big badasses in the 100-story buildings that own and run the nuclear weapons, that own your private prisons, that they're going to stick you and your family in as soon as they find you doing something wrong, some bullshit law they created. So this is the reality. And I have to sit here and watch them setting this up, setting up a living hell for all of us. The boys running this country, and I mean Mr. Kerry and his cousin George W. Bush, his coffin made of skull and bones. These guys are the ones who put the Hitlers and the Stalins in. They're the people that create the crises to offer you the solutions. And somebody said 1984, and it's true. That's what it's all about. The war is against the people. The war is against the people. But going back to Saddam Hussein, I'm going to bring Doug up here, because that's who you came to see. And they asked me to come up here, so I did it. But no, but the point here is that David Degenerate Rockefeller, David Rockefeller, you might want to find out who he is. He really doesn't like you, and he wants to put cancer viruses in your vaccines. He really wants to kill you. Point, he's a sicko. He's a Malthus. He's a social Darwinist. He wants to kill 80% of you. He says it in major publications. But he knows you don't read them. So he laughs at you. No, but David Rockefeller, when Mao died in 1976, he was in the New York Times. He said, oh, Mao's so wonderful. Mao's so great. Does such a great job. What a wonderful person. That's how arrogant these people are. But let's take Saddam Hussein. Admitted fact. 1954, young 18-year-old guy. They hire him, CIA, takes him to Egypt, trains him how to kill people. Trains him how to blow stuff up, shoot people. They send him into Iraq. Oh, he kills hundreds. Hundreds. Takes over. And then by 1969, they tell the Ba'ath government, we'll have Saddam stop killing all of you if you put him in as the head of security. Kind of like they're about to put Porter Goss in as the head of our security, our new Gestapo. And then in 1979, they put him in as the president, and they say, sick him, get him, admittedly, attack, Iran, kill. And he kills 1,300,000 of them damn Iranians. And then a few years later, they tell him, go ahead and invade Kuwait now. Why the ambassador, April Gillespie, sits there on a chair with him and goes, we think you should invade immediately. It's even on film. And he rolls in, follows orders. And I watched that guy 2 years ago sitting there all freaked out with his cat going, I've been set up. It's on the Arab TV. I was ordered to do all of this. He's finally admitting all this. But you never hear about that in America. So do I like Saddam Hussein? Hell no. I hate this guy, this hitman they created. But it's the same thing with all these people. Noriega, all of them. It's a joke. They've got to have somebody to bomb, so they go out and create the boogeyman and have them do some mischief. It's just incredible. And, growing up, young man, you can be president. Any young lady can be president. We can all be president. It's a free country. Is that why you've got 15 members of Skull and Bones each year out of 290 million people? 15 members each year. And we can't even have 2 presidential candidates that aren't from that group?
Hey, you're blowing my buzz.
Now, see, this guy says I'm blowing his buzz.
Tell jokes or get off the stage.
See there?
Come on, man. We're here to have fun.
Hey,
get off the stage.
See, they asked me to come up here.
You're blowing my buzz.
He wants stage. I told you. Hey, what do you say to it? What do you say to it? You guys want him?
Hang on, he's about to do the tit fuck joke.
Exactly. Shut up. This is for me, asshole. All right. No, seriously. They asked me to come up here. Thank you, Doug. And that's why I was going to say I love Doug. He may be a degenerate atheist, but my God, he's a hell of a lot better than the Christian Coalition. Hey, did you see the New York Post 2 weeks ago? Now, I'd already broken in there and proven all this, but it said, top gay porn stars servicing Republican leaders at the Bohemian Grove. You want to know where the FBI needs to be investigating people, it's over there. But that's my point, is it's totally hypocritical. The whole thing's a giant scam. And, I forgot this guy in the stratosphere who wants to go back to Kansas. You're not in Kansas anymore. I forgot where I was at when he interrupted me. As I was closing down. As I was completing my bombardment of the gray matter. What was it? Yeah, was that what I was talking about? All right. What? What were you talking about? What did I call you? I called you a big fucking pussy. That's what I called you, Bruiser. Bam! Bam! You're a big badass. You don't want to hear the truth because you're a little coward. You can't handle the truth. You don't want to hear about 50 million people. You want to sit there. Hey, I'll be sitting right there when you're done, boy. That's right, you little weasel. I called you a little punk. Yeah. Yeah. That's a coward right there, folks. That's a coward. That's a punk bitch who loves the New World Order. As I was saying, though, hey, you want to be slaves? Don't worry. There's 7 million of you in prisons now. They're building more. And when you're in it, crying for somebody to help you, why am I?
He asking for you.
Yeah, no. You'll be asking why the 5 big guys got you bent over the table, and you'll be wishing you weren't a slave, punk, because you weren't man enough to face the New World Order. That's right. You're a punk. Doug Stanhope, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be sitting right there, punk. You just swing first and see what happens. It'll be on video. Yeah. Alex Jones, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be part of the New World Order. He'll be building the prisons, don't worry.